Hi, this is TapCat, and today I am preoccupied with thoughts of building a new PC. Now, I'm going to tell you why that is and what I'm looking at, but I also have a question for you, and I'm definitely looking for some input here. So, why am I thinking about, rebuilding my PC? Well, for gaming purposes, my machine is fine. I built it 3 years ago. And I made it strong for the time. And not too long ago, I bought a new video card, a NVIDIA GTX 970. And certainly for playing the likes of XCOM 2, this thing has just been fantastic. I have no complaints whatsoever. Where I am having difficulty, though, is the fact that I record and edit video. So when I was recording the Dark Souls series, I did that in 60 frames per second, which I had not previously ever done. Oh my God, the video file sizes were just astronomical. You would chew up 4 gigabytes of space for every 30 or 40 seconds of time. And so one 30-minute installment would take up somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 gigs. And so it was also very, very slow to encode. Now, this leaves me with two issues. One is that even though I bought what seemed at the time to be an enormous drive, it was filling up after recording just a few installments. And then also, the only way I can free up space is by encoding the video, which does shrink it a lot. I do a half hour. That'll probably come out somewhere in the 5 gigabyte range. So once I've done that, I delete all of those original files that are taking up so much space. But I have to let the program run and encode it to do that. And so it's very common that will take anywhere from 3 to 6 hours, depending on the length of the video. Yesterday, one of my XCOM missions was a little over an hour. And so that took 6 hours to encode. And as a special bonus, the first time I tried, the program crashed halfway through. And so all that time that my computer was tied up ended up being wasted the first time. And I had to rerun it again. So literally the entire day was pretty much lost to just encoding that one mission. So this is, to put it bluntly, driving me insane. And I can't take it anymore. So I'm looking at just almost anything I can think of. At one point, I was seriously considering buying a laptop that I would use solely to encode. So I would record and play my game on my desktop like I always have. And then, I would offload it to this laptop and have it do the encoding. So it could just do the encoding and I wouldn't need to care quite as much anymore about how much time that took. And then I could still play or do whatever else I wanted on my desktop. Because right now when I'm encoding, I feel like I just have to leave that machine completely alone. I ended up deciding I don't really want to do that if I can help it, because one, to buy a laptop capable of real video editing, it costs a fair bit of money. And more importantly, now I have 2 computers that I'll be periodically replacing, 2 expensive computers and not just one. I'm not really keen on that. So what I want to do is get a desktop that, one, I have much more storage space, so I don't max out as quickly after recording just a couple of episodes. But also that's just really beefy on, the processing side, so I can burn through this encoding at a much faster rate. Now, I said at the beginning I wanted to ask you something, and I haven't gotten there yet, have I? But don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. This isn't just me whining about, needing a new PC. So, what do I want to ask? Well, as long as I'm upgrading my machine, one of the things that I have considered is upgrading my monitor. Now, I have a very nice monitor. It's a 24-inch that I bought from Dell some years ago. I don't remember exactly how long. And, really, but a very nice panel. Brand name doesn't mean much because everybody makes really good panels and everybody makes some really cheap, kind of crappy panels. But I bought this one. I always buy good monitors because I do photo editing too. So things like color accuracy, really matter. Anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole for this video. So my monitor is good, but it is not what is considered a high resolution today. So I can certainly record and play games at 1080p. And my impression is that that's what the majority of people play at, and that on YouTube, that's what the majority of people are able to watch. But one of my questions for you is, if I were uploading videos at 1440p instead of 1080, or even 4K, is that something that you would like? Do you have a monitor that can, show you 1440 lines of resolution, or, even more of the 4K resolution? Is that something that would be good for you? Because while it would make my encoding problem worse, or at least I'd lose some of the ground I'll make up if I build a powerful new PC. I guess my attitude in part is, well, if I'm going to go through all this, I want to do it right and I want to do it once. So if I were playing games at 1440, I've never done that. I don't know how much better I would like that, if at all. But, I'd be interested in checking it out. 4K, my instinct is that it's just too soon for that. I don't necessarily think the video cards are going to handle it that well. I don't get the impression, I think it's very expensive for what you're getting. But that said, I would be interested in knowing how many people out there would like to see that. So, yeah, let me know if that's a thing for you, or for that matter, even if you like 1080. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'll put in the description a link to a poll where you can just easily click on one of the options that would work best for you. And, I'll take that into account when I'm setting up my new rig. And even if I were playing in 1440, I don't necessarily have to encode videos at 1440. That's an option I'm thinking about as well, is kind of downscaling, because I think the overall picture quality might even be improved somewhat. Although, I don't know about you, you can certainly tell me if you disagree, but I've been really happy with the picture quality of the videos on the Dark Souls series and on the XCOM series. I feel like they're turning out pretty well. For all the frustration I have about the process of getting there, the end product, I think, has been turning out nicely. So if you're seeing something that I'm missing, by all means, let me know. Okay, so I think that's all I want to say. If you have any interest in knowing what I ultimately go with in terms of hardware, I know sometimes people really get interested in that, and I think other people could care less. But, I'm certainly happy to post the specs for either my current machine or the one that I will ultimately build, because I'm pretty sure at this point that one way or another, I am, going to go big and make something new. All right. Well, no need to drone on about it all day, so I think I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. I hope we see you next time.